Alrighty. So, Elvish, um, what's a labubu again? Like, isn't there like this labubu, like weird little like where the wild things are, little monster thing? Oh, shit, the red light's on.
Kind of.
Hi, this is not court narrative. I'm Aqua.
I'm Elvish.
Guest star.
Hi.
Hi. We were talking about stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, I have a lafufu because I'm poor as fuck. Labubus are
uh,
expensive, so I went to a 7-Eleven and I found a green lafufu. It actually doesn't
uh,
look that bad. It looks almost legit, but you can tell it's fake.
I'm still trying to figure out what the heck they are, because they
A
look
lot of
like
people think
weird
it's a demon.
Pokemons. Ah, gotcha.
Like, a lot of people are burning them and, like, doing exorcisms on them. It's kind of weird. People are
What?
weird. Yeah, people think that it reminds them of, like, an actual demon.
It just reminds me of where the wild things are.
There is one though, I don't remember what they're called, but there is one. It's another like blind box looking thingy, and it's
Uh-huh.
like these cute little like baby. They're not babies, but they're like babies like that are dressed up super cute, and they have like horns and shit. If I remember while editing, I'll like post a picture here.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
But yeah. But alrighty, we got a new cue card guy. He's doing it better. Hi, Derek.
we're on
Don't be like
Derek now.
Steven. Huh? No,
We're
we're
on
talking about the
different
cardboard cutout.
line. Yeah.
I drew a mustache on your K-pop guy, so now he's Derek.
Anywho,
Yeah.
why do I keep bringing you back?
Um, listen. I was in the neighborhood. I brought donuts that I saved from 3 days ago.
You, where are the donuts?
I ate them on the way.
Well,
Anywho's, hi. Hi, everyone.
well,
I'm
that's the end of the
back.
episode. Okay, goodbye.
No! And then insert outro here. Oh my gosh. We're
God, my
we're
big back wanted
professionals.
fucking. Did you guys know I've lost 30 pounds?
What?
Yeah.
I knew because you told me. But congratulations. Everyone say congratulations in the comments right fucking now. Yes. Congratulations. That is a huge milestone. That is amazing.
It was hard to do, but we're working on it. I think I
That,
have about 30 more to go, so we'll get there.
hey,
I would like
50% there,
to
halfway there.
I would like to blow away at the perfect gust of wind.
At this point, we're gonna have to start like tying you up to like various things just to keep from flying away.
Right now I'm just a
Oh man.
paperweight.
It's a good thing. That's a good thing. Every now and then I have to wear heavy shoes just to keep myself grounded.
I'm fucking dead. Well, today we are very unfortunately discussing Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas.
Oh boy.
Um,
Yep, and I'm going to let you guys know now. Derek, you might want to take a few steps back because it was a struggle for a certain somebody.
Now, first of all, the intro we just did, mind you, that was 3.5 minutes long. Yeah, I can see the
Yeah.
timer. Shut up. I'm not a mind reader. That's gonna be longer than this actual video. So.
Probably. We're gonna put in a lot of filler in honor of the Throne of Glass and this book. You know.
If you have never read Crown of Midnight and you don't understand how much filler went into this book, let us show you. So before the summary, hey Aqua. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. But yes, it is very true. There is a lot of filler, and honestly, I can just give you like maybe 5 sentences for the entire summary. But yeah.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm going to be completely 1000% honest with y'all. I read this book. I'm a massive Sarah J. Maas fan. Love her to pieces.
As am I.
She's
Same here.
one of my autobi authors. I absolutely love her. I have no idea what the fuck happened in this book. Hold on. I was so overly bored the entire time. And I'm talking about like I was bashing my head against the wall so bored. I didn't retain a single thing about this book. I have no idea what happened at all. Like, I'm basically going to wait for the summary so Aqua can refresh my memory if anything sparks, and possibly cross my fingers and hope that I say something that sounds like I read the book.
Yeah, the entire day today, you kept just telling me how much you were struggling, and I'm over here sending you gifts of like, you can do it, hang in there.
Well,
It's
mind
the eye
you,
of the
so
tiger.
I always finish books at least a week or two before we record because I retain that much info on the book.
Information.
So, yeah. So, like, I usually read the book a week or two prior. Mind you, I had a light bulb go off in my head yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, I record with Aqua tomorrow. Mind you, I hadn't read Throne of Glass or Crown of Midnight at that point, and I'm just, well, I've read Throne of Glass like a month or two ago, but at this point I didn't reread it or read Crown of Midnight, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to read both of these books within 24 hours. It wasn't even 24 hours, it was like 22 hours or something. I was like, oh my fucking god. So I spent my entire day on 2.2 speed listening to this book.
Yeah, it's great. It
Well,
happens.
cue the summary.
Well, do you want to tell the folks the reason why you've been so busy lately? Does that have to do with a certain Hello Quokka store that you may or may not own?
God.
What?
Stop.
Oh my gosh,
Stop.
some great products that you have there. I kind of wonder what they are. Remind me a person who likes to live in their basement like 24/7. If you want to help out our viewers here.
Stop. Oh.
Stall.
Oh yeah. So okay, I'm all shy now.
She
Ooh.
over here blushing. Your Violet's over here be like, man,
Oh, I'm all
what
shy.
store?
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, I'm actually really shy right now. Oh God, you called me out. I don't do well on the spot. Okay. Um.
Listen, I wasn't given a script for today's episode, okay? Alright? Violet was supposed to send me the script. Instead, all she said is give me snacks. I ate the donuts, so she's a little upset with me, so she's gonna stay with you tonight. Anyways,
Well, yeah. So, I am the owner of Hello Coca on Etsy. I
say what?
make Yeah, I make K-pop related items, specifically Stray Kids. I am interested in branching out to other groups. However, Stray Kids is the only one that I know, and not the
Love.
only not the only group that I know. It's just the one that I have the most passion for. But I currently sell um custom keychains. I'm about to sell bias keychains. Yes, there is a difference. I also sell clear concert bags that are about to come back, and they are going to be bigger and better than ever. I'm about to start selling
Ooh.
mystery boxes. I sell sticker packs. I sell bias packs, and yeah, I sell a lot of Stray Kids stuff.
Well, there you have it, folks. Make sure to come by the Hello Quokka, to get started on your Stray Kids merch. Got official. Anyways, so now we've stalled enough so that we can have some ad revenue come in for to the channel. Don't forget
Also,
to like, subscribe.
mind you, we
Mhm.
are 9 minutes into the video. If you are irritated that we have yet to start the video, we're only on chapter 2 out of 60.
Yeah. Listen, we're doing it in the style of the Throne of Glass series, okay? We're being on par. We're dedicated. So relax, Carol. You too, Josh. And Derek, I
Oh,
see you rolling your damn eyes over there. Yeah, you better watch it, mister. I see you.
oh, can I do a shout out?
What? Shoutouts? Hell yeah.
I know I never do it. So there is this very, 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 very lovely author. I actually really want to. I was gonna ask you if you wanted to do the book with me. It's only like 80 pages long, so it's like super short. But
Mm-hmm.
It's only on Kindle, and I have like the physical one, so we would have to get in Discord, and I would, or like you would have to come over or something, and I would have to like read it to you, like kind
Mm-hmm.
of how we did the Akatar series. Oh, by the way, yeah, I had to read some of the Akatar series to him because he didn't have it at the time, and so in order to do our recordings, we would literally get in a Discord at least like 2 to 3 times a week. And I would sit there and I would read the entire book to him. And it was finally whenever it got to Silver Flames, we found an online PDF version, like a transcript, and we would take turns reading it. So, fun fact, like, that's
Mm-hmm.
how dedicated we are to this podcast. Like, I will literally sit
That's how
down
we
and
did it
read
from
a
the
book.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we even took turns, and I got to practice my voices.
Yeah. But no,
Yeah.
this author has been really, really kind to me. She actually sent me a, like, I would maybe a care package, PR package, something of the sorts, where it came with 2 of her books. Her name
Oh.
is Laura Grant. She is Fantismo. Um, she has also gone out of her way to purchase 2 items from Hello Coca, and
Oh.
I
Awesome.
yeah, I really, really, really like her as a person. She is absolutely amazing. I have read some of her book. I did stop it because, I don't get the biggest opportunity to talk to you most times, so I did stop reading it because I wanted to see if you wanted to read it with me. Obviously, we'll discuss it after the video.
Of course.
But yeah, no, I just hi. She watches the videos. She comments on them all the time, and I see you. Hello.
Hello there. Thank you so much for your support.
Why'd you sound like that?
I don't know. Listen, we gotta have our uncle moments. I was making my quota. I was gonna say something else. I'm like, I completely like brain farted. Like I was something else. And, like I took a breath and I'm like, nope, that's it. There it is. That's all, folks.
The last thing I will
Outro.
say, she does make super, super cozy like vlogs on YouTube as well.
Ooh,
Fantastic.
I like
Um,
vlogs.
yes. Anyway, cue the
Keep the summary that we have been
summary.
avoiding.
Continue.
Okay,
Mind you,
so
we're only halfway through chapter 2 again.
yeah. Oh, I thought we just started chapter 2. Oh well. Tomato potato. Anyways, summary. Here we go. Most of you should already know by now that spoilers are ahead, and we probably forgot to say the last episode. So, in terms of last episode, spoiler ahead, and now this episode, spoiler ahead. Most people who kind of, look into the podcast already know what's going on here. If you don't, definitely read the book. Still recommend it, despite what we may feel about it, because we love Sarah J. Maas, and we of course we say these critiques and such out of love, not out of hate. So,
A
went
little
ahead, did our
hate.
disclaimer. The rest of the smudging, I smudged the rest of the stuff I was going to say on my arm. So here we go. So basically, this book follows up almost immediately after the first book with a bit of a time skip. Um, we're back to Miss Sardothien as now the champion and assassin to the king. Serve some time, be my little blade, and you'll be free with a nice pay. Hey, that rhymed. But anyways, so she is the official assassin. Um, to kind of skip things ahead just to get the main important parts out, um, she's actually not really killed anybody. She's an assassin with a conscience, and so she has been basically getting the targets of the king out of dodge and faking their deaths for the most part, because the king is very attuned to the fact that she has this very, very close relationship with a certain prince, Dorian, and a certain captain of the guard, Chaol. So, yeah, so that's pretty much her situation. Kill or they die. And not to mention her very close relationship with Princess Nehemia, best princess still, by far, the best. Love her, amazing. And will also hurt her and her family. To kind of give a little politicalness that I kind of maybe forgotten on the first episode, but hey, we're here now. Princess Hemia is definitely a conquered, nation, group of people, or from a nation of people and things like that. From the king of Ottoland, And of course, she's trying to make some change in the right ways. Turns out there's more to it, as the first queen of Odalin, the fake queen, whatever, comes in, tells Celaena Sardothien, "Hey, your job's not done yet. You got more of the bad guys to dispatch. You got more of the evil doing that needs to be undoing." And so we get a lot more of the mysticism now. More about the words of power, more of, of the magic that's no longer there, supposedly. Um, Turns out that Prince Dorian does have magic. Um, Chaol is now the man for Celaena Sardothien after Sardothien had told Prince Dale, "We can't be together. You're a prince. I want to be free. Let's be friends." And he gets friend zoned at the end of the first book, which I kind of forgot about till now, but we get reminded of that in this book quite a few times. We are just friends. We are just friends. We are just friends. Over and over and over again.
Are they
Same old
friends?
style of yes, they are friends. If you didn't know that, now you do now that they're
Wait,
friends.
what do I want to know?
What?
What?
Prince Dorian
Are they
and
friends?
Sardothien. Yeah, they're just friends.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I wish I
He
knew
has
if they
moved
were
on.
friends or not.
I know, right? It's insane. But yeah, but Chaol and Sardothien have become a thing. Become a couple. And she has her they get some spoinking quite a few times. Um Pretty much Chaol was given the opportunity. I'm not gonna choose my girl over my king, and he had chosen loyalty, as in one of the biggest things that happened in that book that I can retain that's important to the plot. He knew about some threat or attack that's gonna happen to Princess Nehemia, and Homeboy gets kidnapped by an old friend of Sardothien, Archer, who's a dickhead. Hate his guts. Hate him. So glad what happened to him. And Princess Nehemia got murdered. Brutally murdered. In the Castle of Glass. The most heavily fortified area. Someone managed to slip in, kill her guards, and kill her. All thanks to Archer.
Didn't
Bad.
deserve it.
Did not deserve. But turns out that her death was necessary, as later on, that is what Sardothien finds out. I don't know why. I want to keep saying her last name because it's so weird. It's so weird, but fun to say. So I'm gonna be referring her to her last name, people. You'll be fine. You'll get used to it. I'm the captain now. I'm doing the summary now. Anyways, so back from my power trip. Yeah. So Prince Dorian has a surge of turns out he has magic. Chaol begins to find out later on everything that's happening because now Celaena Sardothien has to go find these things called word keys. And similar to Akatar's pieces of the cauldron, this pretty much is this series' version of Pieces of the Cauldron. So each of those pieces provide a lot of power. Turns out that one of them has already been discovered and is held by the King of Odalin, the main antagonist, the evil king, um, Prince Dorian's daddy, actual daddy. And yeah, so she is tasked to find the other keys of where they are and retrieve them, or continue on from there forth, because it just kind of just tells us you need to find them because they hold great power. And they're like, okay, what should I do with them? You need to find them, and that's all they tell you. So it's a lot of giving a lot of information and not giving what we kind of want to know, like what she's supposed to do with them. She's supposed to destroy them. All she's given is to find them. And of course, it's all about figuring out riddle after riddle and spending maybe 4 to 6 chapters talking about the riddle over and over again. It's a lot of repetitiveness, which is why I'm gonna keep saying Sardothien every time in honor of the book. Yes, I'm being a little spiteful. But don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the book. Um, Later on, Nehemia dies. Chaol Turns out he knew about what's going to happen to her. She then finds out because she had to go save him, from being captured by Archer and his goons. Not gooners, but goons, henchmen. And they break up. She feels betrayed. She nearly kills him. Um, and their relationship is basically fractured from what seems to be permanently, but they still love each other. They definitely do. And Prince Dorian says that he has moved on. Maybe. Possibly. Who knows? He still has feelings for her, definitely. And, yeah. Then there's a whole big old fight as Sardothien decides to talk with the dead, which ends up going south. As she does that, to kind of like figure out more of the plan, more of what to do, and the fact that they, her and Nehemia had a bit of a fight beforehand, because of course, that happens in every storybook. Someone dies tragically after having a big bad argument. Prince Nehemia called her a coward because now I'm just mixing my words. Princess Nehemia called her a coward because Celaena Sardothien only cared about is just moving on with her life and not having to deal with any of this bullshit. I kind of don't blame her. It's a lot of pressure to put on a person to basically save the world, or at least save the kingdom, save the land, save the people, make all these changes for the good of the people, and so on and so forth, and dealing with otherworldly forces that she knows nothing what to do with. So yeah. She gains more knowledge about the word marks and things like that. More magic is being used as Prince Dorian's getting, using it more often, and Sardothien is definitely using the word marks more often. As part of the book, where it actually gets kind of interesting, when she goes down into the library, gets deeper into the dungeons, ends up finding a possible creation from the king, an evil creation of the king, as the word keys definitely have, give people power over, life and death and so on and so forth. And with all that knowledge, she makes up a portal to speak with the dead. She does talk to Princess Nehemia. Turns out Archer has been orchestrating everything, even to Princess Nehemia's death. Turns out that he is a double agent, a double traitor. As she wants to get rid of Princess Nehemia, at the same time work with Princess Nehemia to further his plans and the group's plans. Princess Nehemia wants to do it the right way. He wants to do it the backwards way, basically, the asshole way. She finds out, and she was trying to hide the whole portal and the whole everything about magic because the smart thing is not to trust Archer, which is good, and accidentally opens a portal to the bad place, which is where the first book's Ridderak has come from. Ridderak, I'm assuming is a Ridderak. It doesn't actually tell us what creature it was, but my assumption is another one of those creatures. But anyways, a really evil creature comes in, reminds me of the Sorial, but in steroids. And they attack, they fight, nearly gets killed. Fleetfoot gets hurt, or Fleetfoot. But Sardothien nearly gets killed from the attack, thanks to dealing with both Archer and the creature. Chaol and Dorian swoops in to save her because Dorian had gotten a dream while he was taking a nap from the first king. Appeared up in his dreams and tell him, "Hey, go help out your girl. She in trouble. She did something bad. She should not have done this in the first place. She just kind of screwed herself, basically." And he goes, grabs Chaol because I need my homeboy, and we both love the same girl, and, well, it would be kind of bad if I didn't show up with some backup. So, they go, help out, they find the creature, they start fighting. Chaol's getting his ass beat. And to save, right before things were about to end, and Sardothien had to get dragged out because Archer had fled, and the creature was being too much, and Dorian was dragging out Sardothien. Chaol decides to be the hero and go save her dog because Fleetwood is best doggo. Wanted to save his owner, and Chaol goes into the backwards world, the evil world, and Celaena, being scared that he'd be trapped there forever because she still loves him, pretty much conks the prince in the head, goes after, and it turns out, and here is the plot twist, she is Fae. Celaena Sardothien is a fairy.
It said that in Throne of Glass.
Well, to be honest, I kind of didn't catch that at all. That Celaena Sardothien is full Fae, and she's known this entire time. I honestly did not pick that up, but yeah, she is Fae, so it came to be a plot twist for me. Either I didn't pick it up, or I just completely went over my head out of all the constant descriptions of everything else.
Yeah. In Throne of Glass, she, on the way to Rifthold, I believe is what it was called,
Yeah.
she ends up going through a town that reminded her of her old home, and she got flashbacks of like her family life and all that, and it showed that she was raised from Fey heritage.
You know what I was thinking? That she just grew up in a place that had Fae heritage. That's what I had. That's what I understood it as. So, okay, you know what? That makes sense. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it definitely did tell me. I just did not. I thought of it honestly that it was just that she grew up in a place that had a history of Fae heritage, not that she had actual Fae heritage. But now that makes more sense. Huh.
Well,
You see, well, there you go. Blew my mind just now. That's good. There ain't much that was blown out, so I can just pick it up and just pop it through my ear.
I'm
But
actually
anyways,
very surprised that I caught that. You know,
yeah,
well, I'll
same.
let you finish your summary.
There really ain't much left. She's Fae. Everyone, Chaol's the only one who finds out because Prince Dorian was knocked out. She manages to save him. She used a lot of her power, blue fire, which is interesting, and got Chaol out. Chaol is now aware of everything for the most part, except for the part about the king and his evil plans. But he does find out later. She did manage to get her revenge on Archer. At first, he gave him mercy, but then he decided to talk smack, and then got what he deserved. So Archer got murdered. Great, thankfully so. Or I'm sorry, he got Alt F4'd by force. And so, yeah. After all that said and done, Chaol, wanting to keep Celaena Sardothien safe, decides to make a plan to get her basically back. I forgot what the place was called, but basically he devises up a plan. He makes an agreement with his father, which in this book, there's a lot more to Chaol in this book. Honestly, I felt like this book should have all been about Chaol, but that's just me. I love Chaol. Turns out Chaol has came back from not the best childhood. Not really. His dad has a lot of expectations. Reminds me a lot of Lucian. They got the Tamlin treatment, but with the Lucian background, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. It kind of gives me both vibes. Tamlin with the girl, but gets taken away for the most part because of poor decisions, that sort of aspect. And then the Lucian aspect, he got the upbringing of his family and the traditions that he abandoned because he didn't want that, and so that's where I get that from. But Chaol devises a plan. Basically, she will be taken back home to where she belongs, in the hopes that she would stay home and not ever come back and leave that place forever because he loves her. Poor boy. So she gets sent off because the king is like, that sounds like a good plan. We'll send our assassin to go over there and thwart our enemies and mark off one major player in the game. Turns out that Chaol's actions just perfectly lines up with the prophecy. Turns out that not only is she Fae, but she is the princess of the true heir of the land. So she is the true royalty of the land. She is the actual threat that the king fears. She is the chosen one. She is a princess. And so she gets on the boat. And before she got on the boat, her and Chaol talked. He finds out the revelation of who she really is because of that. And he says, I love you. That's pretty much all the important parts. She's Fae. She is the princess of the true heir. I forgot what the names of the actual important person was because it kind of just it says it over and over again, but it's kind of besides the point, really. All you know is that she is the main character, and pretty much the plot just says so. And and yeah, and Archer deserved a slower death after what he did to Princess Nehemia. Princess Nehemia, you will be missed. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I mean, honestly, that book, the previous book, and most likely Assassin's Blade could have all been one whole book. A lot of it was filler. A lot of it was just more solving puzzles and riddles and slowly understanding stuff and a few assassinations, false assassinations here and there. Probably the more satisfying thing besides Archer's death was actually killing the actual assassin that killed Princess Nehemia, which was Grave, if I remember correctly. He was one of the contestants for the champion on the first book, and so he's the one who did the brutal alt F4ing of Princess Nehemia, and he got what he deserved. And honestly, Archer deserved the same fate that he did in terms of how he had been alt F4'd. Truly did deserve. But Archer got alt F4'd rather quickly, so that is what it is, though. But yeah, that's pretty much all the important stuff. It's just the Sparks notes, the summary that matters. Still recommend listening or reading the book. I listen the book mostly. Elvish does the reading more than I do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's similar as the first book. You get like what, maybe 10 chapters or 15 chapters of lore and actual plot that matters, and the rest of it is some Bleach episode.
Which, I mean, going off of what he just said too, like literally this book is 56 chapters long, and you literally only get, like he said, maybe 9 to 10 chapters of pure plot. Everything else is just filler. It's just what people who support lack of decent writing will just say, oh, that's all world building. No, it's not.
The world has been built on the first book. You don't need to rebuild it on the second book.
You really don't.
Yeah.
And I really have nothing else to say about this book. All I'm gonna say is Chaol. He was pretty great. Every chance
he definitely gets fleshed out a lot more in this book. Sorry to interrupt, but he gets so much more fleshed out on this book, and I loved it. Every single second of it.
That's Continue. The thing, though. Like, he was the saving grace of this book. I'm not gonna lie. Chaol was the only reason why I didn't bash my head in and ultimately DNF this entire series. However, his parts were so heavily interrupted by just straight on filler that it just didn't matter anymore. And I'm not gonna lie. I read the entire book. I know none of what Aqua just said in the summary. Absolutely none of it. I knew that Nehemia died. I know that they started doing the hoinky boinky, even though in this book there's absolutely zero spice. It just like breezes over it. Other than that, I mean, she had some conversations with Arthur. I like, this book was so heavily fucking boring. I literally am like dreading going into the next book already. I don't understand who in their right mind can support a book this fucking slow. And you guys have it, like, you guys are having the audacity to say that this was actually well writing. Like, you can't actually genuinely look me in the face and tell me that this was good writing. And again, I'm a Sarah J. Maas lover. I support her wholeheartedly. You cannot tell me that this was her best writing. Everything is so one-dimensional. There's no complexity to any of the side characters anymore. Even the main characters, there's no dimension or depth or anything to either character, except for Chaol. I think she did.
She did kill justice in this one.
However, Celaena Sardothien is supposed to be this magical, powerful, now Fae princess, but she's the biggest assassin and the most feared assassin. Where? where is she? Like, literally, because the Sardothien that we had in the first book and this one, they're two completely different people. I have no idea why everyone fears this child. Because in the second book, she is literally so soft. She is literally so soft. If I saw her walking in a room, I wouldn't even cower. And I don't understand how you're going to build this entire book up and literally spend the entire first book talking about how she was this most feared and most brutal assassin and she's been in prison for XYZ because of the amount of assassins. I don't believe it. I I wholeheartedly 1000%. I do not believe it. And Aqua hasn't read Assassin's Blade yet. I have. I understand you get more of her background in that. I don't believe it. I literally think that this is just Sarah pulling shit out of her ass just to basically sound cool, but you can't sit there and have two completely different main characters when it's the same person. It doesn't work that way. It actually ruins the flow of the book completely.
Yeah, what's funny, there's a lot more fighting in this one. Well, kind of, but like, it seems to me she has the Hulk mechanic. Whenever she's angry, it's the closest thing of her being the, like, of her being that really bad assassin. But other than that, she kind of felt flat.
Yeah, like she has no dynamic to her badassery. Like there is nothing. Like it literally just says on a paper, oh, well, okay, she's the most badass assassin. And then you actually read it and it's just like, where is any of this? None of it
It
makes sense.
showed, to me, it showed more of her of being that person on the first book than did on the second book,
Right,
in my opinion.
right.
Because it felt like half the stuff she survived would have made her a lot more of a contender when it comes to certain things. From the, like after the stuff that happened on the first book, you would think that she'd be a lot more of a contestant of terms of like as a fighter and things like that in this book, but it didn't feel that way. Like
What I
don't get me
mean,
wrong, she went against, like some more supernatural stuff this go around, and probably the only time where it actually felt like she was a great fighter was during when Chaol got captured. But even then, it 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 sounded epic, but it didn't feel like it would have been as epic as it should have been,
well, and
if
then
that
that's
makes
the
sense.
thing too. Like I understand, and I'm not like downplaying your feelings towards a book or anything like that. But for me personally, this whole massive quote unquote plot twist of finding out that she's this super powerful high fae, it would have been more mind blowing and it would have been actual like plot twisty in my mind if she was as powerful as Sarah is like suggesting that she is, but she is showing absolutely nothing of what like the author is actually saying. Like I'm being told that she's this most powerful fucking being, but there's no actions that, how do I say that? There's no actions to prove the words justice. It's like all bark and no bite, you know what I mean? So to me, it's not
Yeah.
really that big of a plot twist because I'm now thinking like, okay, how? And where do we go from this? Like how do we grow and how do you prove me wrong but prove everyone else right? And how do you become the most powerful person, you know? So I mean, I'm
Yeah.
excited about that, but I really don't think, I think Celaena really fell flat. I really do. Dorian also kind of fell flat in this book too. I don't think he had much going on with him. I mean, I said it in the last video, he was kind of boring in the first one, but I really did like his character. In this one, he gave nothing. Um, I mean, quite literally, Chaol was the only saving grace for me personally. But to be real with you, I fucking hated this book. I don't understand what everyone is talking about, but there's only so much over explaining you can do. As I mentioned, and I'm beating a dead horse again at this point, 56 chapters could have easily been down to a like 10 book or a 10 chapter novella, and we would have had everything. Or better yet, you could have had Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, and Crown of Midnight all in one book under 500 pages. We would have had everything already that we needed. This whole 3 book thing of just over explanation, giving zero plot, not for me.
Yeah, I think in this book there was less plot, like importance, I guess, versus just build up. Like plot movement only really happened a lot less in this book than it did in the previous book, if that makes sense.
Right, and there was a part in the book too where I was super excited. I think it was like chapter maybe 30 and 31. I messaged Aqua and I'm like, oh, okay, like the book is actually getting interesting now. And like it was plot heavy, those 2 chapters. And then after that, it died down so much. And then I messaged him, I'm like, never mind. Just never mind.
Yeah, it did. A lot of the impact stuff kind of died out pretty quickly, which sucks because I mean, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, I still like the book. I still enjoyed it to an extent, just like I did on the first one, you know. But it's more because I want to know what happens, because to go ahead and just know, but that's it.
And I mean, at the
Like,
same time, I'm kind of
if that
upset.
makes sense.
No, that makes sense. And at the
Yeah.
same time, I'm kind of upset because I'm sorry and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but this book was written in such a juvenile way. Her writing style went from #1 best-selling author to I've never written a book a day in my life, and I'm just throwing words on a page. I don't even care what it sounds like. Like she underwrote this book so much. I'm actually wondering how it even got published.
Yeah, it had everything it could need to be really good. And I think he said it on the last episode. Um, if the book was rewritten to how it would be, how it could have been nowadays, you know, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean honestly there really ain't much to it. I mean my feelings for this book is very similar to pretty much the last one, you know? This book and then and the previous book and most likely Assassin's Blade could have just been one whole book.
Yeah.
I mean, and I get it. It's world building, it's things like that, and there's nothing wrong with world building, but it can't all be world building. Things need to progress, and things were just slow. It felt like a mystery that was like that forces it to be a mystery. Like I don't know the way how it was like if you were to do it like a mystery, right? You know, to solve a puzzle, things like that. You know, there needs to be some form of like
Substance.
progress or substance, but it only mattered just to further the plot, which obviously that is the purpose of it anyways. But it's more of like out of convenience, and it was almost instant. Like
Well, also,
once
mind
she
you, this is book 2. We already had a whole
right,
book of quote unquote world building. Why did we need a whole second book? It should not take 2.5 books because, okay, I did Google it. Everyone said that the Heir of Fire is where the book actually, like the book series actually becomes really, really good and you can't put it down. Why the fuck does it take 2.5 books to make a series good?
yeah,
I'm I'm sorry, am I delusional?
maybe, who knows? It could be just us. Maybe we're missing something. I don't know.
Like it really takes 2.5 books to set up an entire series. You've got to be kidding me. Like that's laugh worthy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, and I just want to remind folks that we're not here to be rude. We mean this with like love and support. You know, we don't say this to be hateful. It's more of like I think you said it too beforehand. It's like a betrayal on like against us. You know.
Well, and then even like explicit, he came home today because he bought me this entire series for Christmas 2 years ago. Yeah, we've had it for 2 years, finally getting to it. We have a lot of books, okay?
Yeah.
But he came home and he saw me struggling and he was like, "Bro, like, what are you reading? Like, you're struggling hard." And I was telling him and he was like, "Don't tell me that's the book series I bought you. Is that Throne of Glass?" I'm like, "Yes." And even he was disappointed because he was like, "Oh my god, you were so excited to read it." And I like literally raved this series up without even reading it. I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna." Everyone says it's her best thing yet, and I'm so heavily disappointed by it so far. I'm just gonna go ahead and give my rating because I really have nothing else to say. I gave this a 2-star rating. I will attempt to reread it, because like I reread Iron Flame and I reread Onyx Storm. I did give them another chance, and I'm going to give this one another chance. As of right now, 2-star, sticking to it. It for me personally, as of right now, first read doesn't deserve any better.
Yeah. For me, I ain't got much else either. Um, I mean, the quotas that I'll give for this book is, I mean, I enjoyed it. As a first-time reader, I enjoyed it. Will I be like wanting to reread it? Only if I have to, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna give it like maybe 3 quokas.
Mm, that's
Yeah,
fair.
a 3. A 3. I would say a 3.5 because mostly because of Kale. I might just go 3.5 for Kale's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will make both books are 3.5, but the better 3.5 is the first book.
Yeah, the better of the two is the first book so far. Like
Yeah.
1000%.
But me personally, I would like to reiterate, I I still enjoyed it. I still, I still liked it for the most part. And her later works are definitely the better, which just shows, she improved, which is always good, you know? And that's pretty much all I got. At this point, it's just more filler, like a Bleach
Yeah.
episode.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully her next books are good. I already said this, that I didn't like Assassin's Blade. However, all of TikTok, of course, we need to stop listening to TikTok because they don't know anything. But TikTok told me to read it before Throne of Glass, and I absolutely hated it. I think it ruined my experience. So I'm going to reread Assassin's Blade now that it's third in the series, and it might completely. I actually liked Assassin's Blade as a story. I liked it, but I hated it as the start of a series. So I think now that it's in the middle, knowing what I know going into it, I think it'll be much better.
Yeah. I think what's best to say, don't listen to the talk pick, listen to the author or the writer.
Yeah.
When they say read it after specific books, it might be best just to, you know, they might know what they're talking about. But yeah, that might get a little hate for that one too.
Yeah. So that's all I have
But that is
personally.
okay. But yeah, that's the same for me. Like I said, these are just, our opinions, and of course, we mean this out of love. We're just huge fans, and 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 yeah, we still love you, Sarah J. Mass. I know I do. It's a smooth ride.
Mm. Well, until next time, of course, I have nothing else. Um, Hopefully
Yeah.
the next ones are still okay or go better.
Yeah,
But
I'm pretty excited for Assassin's Blade. We'll get to know a little bit more about Celaena Sardothien. And I don't know, gotta say it weird, right? And of course, Air of Fire. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Given by the reviews so far, and I got this. I still know the main plot points that are important. Out of 2 whole books, that could be easily explained in a minute. But yeah, I am Aqua.
alrighty. I am Elvish. This is Violet, aka Violence. But yeah,
And yeah, this is Night Court Narrative signing out.
well, bye.
Yeah. I still don't know what a Labubu is.
It's not worth the hype.